Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be about a 14-minute video, so I'm going to get right to the point. Today's date is 8/27/2014. My name is Leslie Williams. Now, hold on a second. You'll understand why I'm making this video in a second. Let me just show you what I need to show you, and then I'll explain why this video is being made. Now, I'm a target victim and activist concerning the crimes of what is known as gang stalking. You can go to Google and YouTube and type this term in. In fact, you can go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids to see that this criminality has been covered. It's been covered on the local news broadcast on many occasions. It's been covered on national TV shows and national radio shows. Now, the purpose of this video is to show you how my tent and my camping area usually looks. Okay? Now, even though, like, let me just dive right into it. See these bags right here? These bags were put here by me within this last week because they're loose ends that are going to be dealt with soon. They became loose ends as a result of me filtering through my property that I had to go through in order to bag that property up to drop it off at another hiking area. Okay? So these are the loose ends, which means that this stuff is going to be moved from here as soon as I can find a hole in my schedule. Ordinarily, this would not be here at all, period. Now, I'll explain why I'm saying all this in a minute. Now, this black weatherization sheet wall, okay, which is nothing but a bunch of sliced up garbage bags that were bread tied and then tied to frames of wood that I zip locked together. It had to be put up by me, okay, about a year and a half ago, because within 2.5 weeks of me moving here in the early November 2012, they literally brought some individuals to hike out. Okay, originally it would have been 30 feet away from me, but I moved over here after I came back from Yucca Valley when I went there for a week. When I left, they were setting up the area. At first I thought it was just a neighbor doing landscape work. I left and went to Yucca Valley for a week, came back, and they had totally and completely set up their hiking area over there. So I had taken down my tent and everything before I left the Yucca Valley. So, plus it had flooded down here because it rained when I was gone. So when I came back and noticed them there, I moved over here. They yelled gang stalk day and night. Bothered me like you would not believe on a daily basis. Okay? And it got to the point to where they were about 100 feet away, 150 feet away. And then what they did was they cleared out a ledge, okay, so they could walk on the ledge until they got to the end of it, which would have brought them directly parallel to a spot. In other words, once they stand on the ledge, they could see where I was hiding my property at every day. So I had to put this up because of it. Literally. Okay? Now, I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't sleep around. I don't steal. I do not own. Hold on. Okay, so anyways, I don't own any guns, not a threat to myself or others. I think that needs to be said, considering the fact that a lot of gang stalking targets are online, stating that I already know they're attempting to provoke me. Okay, I won't let that happen as much as I can possibly, contain it. I will defend myself if I have to, but just using fists and, they came down here and assaulted me on July 9, 2014. Right at that spot, right there, right here. On July 9, 2014, I was literally brutally assaulted right there, okay? On July 9, 2014, 2.5 days before, I made a video right at the very same spot stating, let's see if any incidences happen here, including assaults. The day that video was made, it was uploaded to the internet. That's right. I still have the video file on the memory card. And when I finally find a lawyer who's not corrupt, all I have to do is show him that video file because the timestamp is on the recording. Okay. Now, when the assault occurred, that was caught on video as well. That video file has a timestamp on it, which shows time and date. So it literally shows that I predicted that assault just 2.5 days before it occurred, and I was literally brutally assaulted at the very spot that the prediction was made. Now, anyways, so what I'm doing, and the reason why I'm making this video, is because organized stalking and gang stalking targeted individuals were made homeless. That's all over the internet. You can Google and YouTube it. Okay. And what they basically do is gang stalk you to multiple apartment buildings, multiple motel rooms, and so the target just gets smart and says, what's the point in getting an apartment or a motel room? I'm just going to be gang stalked to them and end up losing them. This is the fourth hiking area I've been gang stalked to. The first one, when I was hiking 150 feet away from the San Diego FBI and didn't know it. And then by the time they introduced themselves, I just said, forget this, you know. They've never helped me in this gang stalking expedition, so why should I care about how they feel about me hiking 150 feet away from them, you know? Criminal, look, just hear me out for a second. Do you really think that it's an accident that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of targeted individuals' blogs and YouTube videos and petitions are all over the internet claiming that certain alphabet agencies are behind gang stalking? Is the FBI mentioned? You know, when you have every single thing taken from you and then made homeless, brutally assaulted, even raped, robbed, your whole entire life is completely sabotaged as a result of being a victim of this crime, because we're vilified, okay, in the community members' eyes because of lies and slander that's told about us. We're nullified. We're literally made into a non-human by these perpetrators in reference to, look, when you're a victim of a crime every day and no one advocates for you, like DA's office members and police officers, they're treating you like a non-human, somebody who doesn't matter. You don't matter, okay? And so that's treating an individual like a non-human. The only thing they are concerned about in reference to the organized crime members in the system that are perpetrating these criminalities against each target, basically the only thing they care about is being exposed and making money off the target, which is basically the reason why they were targeted. Now you can go to Google and extensively research how they create homelessness of targets. It's all over the internet. If you type in right now at Google or Bing or whatever, any search engine, if you went to Google right now and typed in organized stalking or gang stalking and my bird's here, and how they create homelessness of targets, look at how many Google generated responses you'll get. Just look. Okay, and then review target individuals' testimony and see what they got to say in reference to how they're gang stalked at their apartment complexes, multiple ones, about how they're gang stalked to motel rooms, how managers and property owners get on board and play a role in it, how evictions are caused because of it. That's right. So they basically create the homelessness, and then they attempt to exploit you by trying to claim that the target cannot take care of themselves because they're homeless, and they're probably mentally ill because they're claiming people are stalking them that they don't know. It's the reason why the homelessness is created, because what these are gang stalking is a type of a crime. There's no such thing as a gang stalker. Okay, there are individuals that are involved in gang stalking, but since gang stalking is a type of a crime, there's no such thing as a gang stalker. It's just anybody that is used against the target individual is just participating in the crime of gang stalking. Okay, they try to make you think you're a gang stalker's after you in order to, because it's got a negative meaning to it. Okay, and they're trying to put you in a victimized mindset by constantly reinforcing the victimization that the target experiences every day along their routes and where they live. Now, to create the homelessness, and then the syndicated cops that are connected to this, what they'll do is they'll stage an event towards a target through the tracking, surveillance, and observation of the target in real time, including using a target individual's cell phone as a tracker. Then what they'll do, that's how they're able to put all the crap and harassment that the target experiences along the route on a daily basis. They got to know where the target's at and who they are to do it, right? Okay, that's the stalking of gang stalking. And they basically, through the tracking of the target and the observation and surveillance of the target, they place people along the target individual's route to gang up on them. And they're used for anything they want to bring about against the target. Physical assaults, rapes, staging an event to make it appear that the police being called at a person's hiking area is being done for another reason. Okay, basically what I'm saying is that they'll stage an event, they'll bring somebody down up in here to make it appear that they're here for normal appearing reasons, and then they're used to call either the property owner or police. Okay, that's right. UCSD campus police came here today and gave me a ticket. Now I'm 2.5 miles from UCSD campus. So what the hell are they doing here? And I'm all over the internet exposing the UCSD gang stalking of me on their campus. I got 900 audio files at least to prove that I'm being gang stalked in La Jolla. 900 audio files of the same exact identical verbal harassment happening around me everywhere I go every single day. That's no accident. Tape recorders cannot have a mental illness. So, and the reason why I bring that up is because they try and imply that the target's mentally ill. Okay, so here's the scoop. They create the homelessness, and then what they'll do is gang stalk the target along all their routes, periodically stage assaults and events that cause the police to be called. Since it's a staged event, they anticipate somebody calling the police, either them or their staged witnesses or the target. staged events and gang stalking expeditions are called street theaters, and all you got to do is Google it. Okay, and basically the event is brought about in order to be able to produce a desired effect, a desired result, a falsified police report about the target. Now, they come down here at the hiking area in order to be able to, they create the event in the normal appearing excuse to know I'm here, and then they come here, and then they make a incident report or a police report. Now, are they falsified? Then they repeat these steps over time, like over a 2, 3, 4, 5 year period, okay, while the target's being gang stalked every day in between. And then what they'll try and do is take these police reports that occurred periodically throughout this time year span, and then try and claim that the target individual is mentally ill and has a long history of this mental illness. Therefore, we better take syndicated probate control over. This is done to either apply for federal funds in the target's name or to co-opt their existing Social Security. It's racketeering and insurance fraud. And basically, once the syndicated probate control is taken, they place the target in a syndicated run organized crime group home that is literally perpetrating the gang stalking. Now this is, all these schemes are done. First they create the homelessness, then they bring about the staged events in order to make it appear that police have a normal appearing reason to know where you're at. They arrive on the scene. Do they falsify the police reports? For this eventual syndicated probate control. They'll also use what is known as, I think they're called PERC teams. PERC teams are supposedly psychologists that work for specific police departments, including San Diego. Now, when a staged event occurs, they'll also stage a witness. Everybody will blame the target on it, and then when the police come out, they'll bait the target to open up about what's happening to him, and then they'll say, well, you sound crazy. We better call our psychiatrist out here to the scene for you. They already tried that with me. That's right. That's right. And they're doing it right now to Bonnie in Oceanside. And Oceanside is in San Diego. Go to YouTube and type in Bonnie, California gang stalking. She's got YouTube videos and blogs, so make sure you look in the description of her YouTube videos because she attaches her blog links in her YouTube video descriptions. Now, basically what I'm doing is making this video now so I don't have to make it tomorrow. Because when I wake up in the morning, I want to get up and get out of here. Let's see if any event transpires here. Now, this is the place that I was brutally assaulted at on July 9th, 2014. Okay? That's right, I've been assaulted 4 times. All 4 assaults were predicted, okay? Let's see, 2 were predicted in video, all 4 in audio, 2 in email files before they occurred, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm exposing the truth because of these filthy animals and how I have to live because of these little freaked out, filthy criminal whores. Now, another reason, in closing, when they bring them, and using the property owner of this property as well, okay, whoever that might be. Now, let me just tell you something. They know that I dropped off property at 3 other hiking areas that I've never slept at, just dropped property off at to use them to set them up so I can have support material there in case I ever have to run to them, okay? They know that I went to these areas to do it because gang stalk was caught being set around me on the bus going to those areas, and then once the property was dropped off and I went back to the bus stop to take the bus back to wherever I went for each specific day, gang stalk was caught on the same bus route going back, taking me back. All of these things getting around me and repeating gang stalk around me everywhere I go, every single day, is their way to let me know I'm being gang stalked because they got to know where I'm at and who I am to do it. Okay, so each and every time I went to these places to drop property off, I'd have a running recording tape recorder on me. I'd say, before I would arrive at the bus stop to take the bus to go to those locations to drop property off, I'd say, let's see if anybody that's on this bus or gets on the bus, once I get on it, says gang stalk. The bus would come, I would get on it, people that were already on the bus would say gang stalk. In the same exact identical ways I predicted they'd say it. I then would go to the areas, drop the property off, then go back to the bus stop, wait for the bus to come, and as I'm waiting for the bus, I literally predict the same thing. Let's see if anybody says gang stalk on this bus, gang stalk, and oh my god, back to back on this bus once it arrives. It would come, I'd put my bike on the front bike rack on the bus, I would then board the bus and sit down, and multiple individuals that were already on the bus would say it. And it was done more than once. Okay? And so they know, the point I'm trying to make is they know that they know where I went to drop property off at, and they know, okay, that these areas are isolated from who? Neighbors up off the hill, neighbors across the street. When I was brutally assaulted down here on July 9th, 2014, if I hadn't had this blowhorn here that you see, he could have robbed me, raped me, or both. Okay? See what I'm saying? But if they come down here and create an event that causes me to have to move, especially immediately have to move, do you honestly think that they will not stalk me to those areas? rob me, rape me, knock me unconscious and rob me, and rape me, and then even stealing my phone, my camera, all my money, my bridge card, all of my identification, everything. Now, the San Diego police, once they're called, they'll say, well, what the hell are you hiking down here for anyways? What, do you got a mental illness? We keep running into you. Now you've been brutally assaulted because you're living in areas where they're known to be inhabited by homeless men. So you're not making healthy choices for yourself, Miss Williams. Maybe we better take syndicated probate control. This is what they want, and these are the excuses they use. These individuals are literally engineering assaults for me to experience. Okay, and then because they believe that, look, whenever anybody's assaulted, their first instinct is to call the police. That's what they count on. Do you honestly think that police officers that are involved in this shit don't know how humans think? Okay, concerning victimization? Of course they do. Of course they do. So these are nothing but force-structured techniques that are brought about against the target by sitting down and making an armchair, sitting down at a table, with your arms on a chair, and sitting down and drawing out the scheme, and then using tactics, methods, and maneuvers to physically bring about the scheme for the desired result. They're called street theaters and gang stalking, where they stage an event and play out physical and verbal theatrics. And when they do it, they'll also stage the witnesses. My name is Leslie Williams, and I'm in San Diego, California. If any corrupt San Diego police officers watching this, fuck you, because I just don't give a shit. Look, anybody that has experienced what I've experienced as a result of being a target of this crime would have every single feeling that I have. My rights have been violated on a daily basis, non-stop, every day since I've been back here in San Diego since August 8, 2011. Okay? I got 900 audio files of the same exact identical verbal harassment happening around me everywhere I go, every single day. I got videos of it being caught. I've been assaulted 4 times. The money I went through trying to survive this crime, expose it, and stay safe is unforgivable. Now, I know you're watching my videos because cyber surveillance is a methodology of gang stalking. So do you see this fucking finger right here, bitch? That's for you. Now, the way I see this is that when a person is put in these kinds of terror campaigns and victimization campaigns, what they have to do is expose truth and facts. And that's what I'm doing. I make predictions. If my predictions come true, I then fold that current evidence on all of the other things that have happened to me that were predicted. And then my viewers can sit back and say to themselves, okay, why didn't the San Diego police do anything about this? Why won't they make a police report? Why the fuck did UCSD come here today? I'm 2.5 miles off their campus. They tried to say they were doing a community sweep. Fuck their lying bitch ass. They're nothing but liars. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. I'm a devout, practicing Christian. But what I am experiencing would make a preacher cuss. Make no mistake about it. I've been living this way because of these filthy whore criminal rats, while police officers are getting their pensions paid for, salaries paid for, vacations paid for, food bills, cell phone bills, mortgages, car payments paid for by your friggin' tax dollars, while they're involved in organized crime. And if you don't think that they're not committing their syndicated crimes connected to gang stalking on the clock, think again, because they're literally using their employment descriptions to do it. So, this is what your taxpayers' dollars are going for. Now, gang stalking is directly connected to human trafficking. Google it. Just type in gang stalking space human trafficking and research it extensively. I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. I know you're watching my videos, perpetrators, because cyber surveillance is all over the internet. Viewers, go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids, and you'll literally be able to see a Lieutenant Larry Richards state that gang stalking's even reached out into the cyber world. So, again, I cannot stress this any clearer. But first, before I stress it, let me just make a point. I'm not violent physically at all. Whenever a cop comes in my physical presence, I make sure that he sees my hands. I own no weapons except for a couple pocket knives, and they're never usually on me. What I do when they come in my physical presence is I act courteous, polite, and respectful, because I want to make sure that they have no reason to try and claim I'm mentally ill, because that's literally how gang stalking police officers operate, along with their little psychiatric teams that work with them. This is organized crime in the system, baby cakes. Doctors, lawyers, judges, police officers, firefighters. Is there any members in the San Diego DA's office that might be connected to these criminal expeditions? Well, I guess you can go to Google and type in Curtis Webb, San Diego DA, gang stalking, and human trafficking. Payback, motherfucker. That's right, you better believe it. Look, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Everybody's got a divine right to want to feel safe. Everybody's got a divine right to want to feel safe. Do you really honestly think these criminals don't want to feel safe about going to jail because of what they do? Of course they do. These little filthy animals. Any human trafficking whore does not care about his victims. Make no mistake about this. So, excuse me for not being polite to these corrupt cops, but my life is before yours any day of the week and 5 times on Sunday. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, this was my way to expose the factual criminal reality of how I gotta live. Okay? Of how I gotta live because of these filthy whores. Okay? They have denied my right anywhere between 14 and 20 times to make a police report concerning me being a victim of this crime. Okay? They've used homeless people. They've used elderly people, veterans, school, MTS bus drivers. That's right. That's right. Go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus." You know, so in closing, I'm predicting right now in the next 30 days, including tonight, tomorrow morning, tomorrow during the day, and let's see if any of my property is gone and a trespass notice is put on this tent when I come home tomorrow night, because I got to leave tomorrow to go downtown to put money on my bus pass. I'm going to make a pit stop off at the law library to attempt to upload this video. Let's see if any problems happen in there. Go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking in libraries. You know, fellow American citizens, targets like me can't get no help because organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level has a lot of reach. Make no mistake about this. Okay? Alright, so what I do, again, in closing, is I predict what these skanky, filthy rats will do before they do it. I expose the facts concerning this, and I even expose how they try to discredit the truth the target's telling by calling us mentally ill, or drunk, or on drugs, or whatever. I don't do drugs, I don't drink, I don't steal, I don't sleep around, I'm not violent. I have no weapons except for a couple pocket knives, and I don't even carry them with me. Okay, they're left here every day. Okay, I've been brutally assaulted 4 times now. 4 times. 4 times. Okay, so claiming that the targeted individual cannot take care of themselves because they're homeless, living in a canyon where homeless men are assaulting her, is one of the legal apparent excuses that they're going to attempt to try and possibly make to try and take syndicated political control for racketeering. Organized crime, baby cakes, owns foster care homes, group homes, nursing homes. You would not believe what I know, and they know I know it. You better believe they know I know it. So they're just biding their time until they can bring about the next event. They're just dying to ban me from UCSD, including my next visit there, which will probably be Saturday. Okay? They're just dying for it. They're just biding their time right now. Why would 2 UCSD campus police officers come here to my hiking area today, 2.5 miles off of campus? Do you really think that's an accident when I'm all over the internet exposing them? Anybody 45 minutes after I sent a tweet on Twitter about them? I don't think so. I don't think so. And the citation they gave me literally shows that they were here at 9:15 a.m. The tweet was sent at 8:26 a.m. They came here at 9:15. 45 minutes after the tweet was sent, they came here. Okay? Alright, I gotta go. I got things to do. I do appreciate you listening. My name is Leslie Williams. I made this video to inform, to expose the truth. Now, just really fast in closing, this stuff is usually normally not here. It's only here because I had to go through a bunch of stuff over the last 2 weeks. That's why I haven't been uploading a lot of videos or making any current blogs. Because I've been taking all the stuff that I don't use on a regular basis and categorizing it, itemizing it, you know, making it secure so rain or dirt or whatever or animals don't get to it. I mean, totally making it secure, and then dropping them off at these other hiking areas. Okay, so as a result of filtering through these things that I ended up bagging up, some loose ends. Okay, transpired from it, because the loose ends are things that are not immediately needed to be taken there. These loose ends, okay, eventually will be hidden as well. But let me tell you something, when they stage an event and bring somebody down up in here, like the San Diego Police, the Psychiatric Evaluation Team, go to Google and type in doctors in gang stalking, psychiatrists in gang stalking, psychologists in gang stalking. That's right, baby cakes. They're doing it to Bonnie right now. I just read her blog, I don't know, I think about a week and a half ago. They're doing it right now to her in Oceanside. Okay, that's right. They just recently used a psych team on her. And all her videos online prove she's a gang stalking target, undeniably. Okay. So, she's got a disabled son, and what they do is they target single women, single mothers, people on disability, single mothers with disabled kids, whether they be adult children or just regular children. And they basically target them, tear their lives down, and then attempt to take syndicated probate control of them to treat them like straw people. For these group homes, foster care homes, they're involved in everything you can think of, identity theft, everything. So what I'm doing, okay, because how do you think syndicated probate control is taken? Through a judge, okay, through a doctor, okay, through police reports, okay. They're flipping houses. They're setting up these homes, okay, and then they go hunting, and they put anywhere between 9 and 11 clients in each home. As a result, the mortgage is paid off on an accelerated rate. Then they flip the property. The gang stalking continues towards the target in these homes, and that's where their insurance fraud comes into play at, because they're constantly provoked, I'd say probably about once every 2, 3, 4 weeks, blamed for the response to the provocation, and then told they got to go into the hospital to get on medication because they're out of control. And this is where the doctors book the insurance out of thousands and thousands of dollars. That's right, it's racketeering, insurance fraud, and human trafficking as well. Alright, I gotta go because I don't want this to be a real long video. So, we're gonna see what happens down here. 2 events happened here today. Two. Okay? And so what I'm gonna do is I'm predicting. Let's see if when I leave here tomorrow or anytime in the next week, okay? Let's see if I come home and there's a trespass notice put on this tent, or if everything's taken away and a trespass notice is left, or if everything's taken away and no trespass notice is left. Let's see if I'm assaulted here. Okay. Now I can prove the date of this video because of the simple fact that it's got a timestamp on it, and I'm going to attempt to upload it tomorrow at the law library. And Am I, you know, when I put these memory cards inside of UCSD computers, or my computer that's plugged into their, using their wireless service, or the law library, it's just totally amazing how it takes, YouTube says it takes 230 minutes to upload a 1 gigabyte video file. Does that sound unusual? I'm in San Diego, California. My name is Leslie Williams. So I don't know when this video might not even be allowed to be uploaded, or not be able to be uploaded until after the event occurs. But the video file does have a timestamp on it. Alright, I'm in San Diego, California, and my statements are being tape recorded on a tape recorder right now as I'm speaking. I gotta get. Alright, this is just my way to literally expose to you about what I gotta live through on a daily basis. On a daily basis. Alright, so please say a prayer for me, and have a nice day.